How you doing?
I'm doing fine at this Bill Pickett Rodeo in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes, how's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. They did the kids show today, and
Mhm.
they doing the slack right now. So and I'm in the slack. They finna get ready to start the calf roping probably in another 10 minutes.
Okay,
So I'm getting ready for that.
all right. So tell me
Yeah.
a little bit more about your background and when you first started riding horses.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm from Houston, Texas. To start off, I've been riding pretty much all my
Mhm.
life. My dad, I'm a third generation cowboy. Just to start off, my dad got me into it. Him and my grandfather. My grandfather was the first one to kind of bring horses to Houston, like the
Yeah.
Houston area. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Yeah, my grandfather was one of the first ones to bring horses to the Houston area, like the inner cities called Pleasantville. And that's how my dad got started. Before I was roping though, my dad had got out of it, and he got back into it when I was born. I guess just to get us into something. So
Yeah.
that's how I picked it up. That's how I started riding horses. So I pretty much been riding all my life. I started off riding in trail rides. I would go to we had a Western club called Preview, and my grandfather started that, and he had passed along, and we had got with another group called Big Parade at like that kind of custom of being around people and getting used to a crowd, before I started actually roping. My dad was roping and I'd go to ropings with him, so I was picking it up as I was growing up. That's kind of in a nutshell how I got started roping.
So when you talk about your grandfather, what were some of the lessons that he taught you when
Uh,
it comes to?
well, actually, I never got to meet my grandfather. He passed away before I was born.
Okay,
So
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
so whenever I think he passed away 2 years before I was born.
Okay.
So I never got to meet him, but I always heard great things about him, especially doing the Western lifestyle. He owned a bunch of him and his like my family owned a bunch of land in Opelousas, Louisiana. That's where we came from.
Yeah.
And so my dad would always tell me stories about them going back and forth from Pleasantville to Opelousas during the summer, having to pick crops and stuff like that. So he said, it taught him, it kept him out of the streets, you know, during the summer doing that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So so you said your dad is the one that pretty much got you back into it because he took some time off.
Yeah, he took some time off before I was born, and
Yeah.
my brother, he's 4 years older than me, and he liked horses, so he had went ahead and got back into it because he wanted to ride. And my dad, he was doing bikes, and he had a body shop. He was, more working, and he seen that my brother was taking an interest, so he went on ahead and bought a couple horses because he had already, knew about it, and he used to rope when he was a
Hmm.
kid. So so when I was born, he had already had a couple horses, and I was just taking off right into it. It's kind of been my everything.
Yeah.
They couldn't get me off a horse once I got on one. That's it's kind of been my everything. It's like to tell the story about me. We from the inner city.
Hmm.
I grew up in the inner city of Houston, and there's a lot of gang culture, where I'm from. And I had a two-parent home, but it's just the people around me, was leading us in that direction. But I guess being in the horses and doing this roping thing and actually finding success with it, I
Yeah.
think that's what kept me out of trouble. Kept me going in the right direction. So,
Definitely. Definitely. So, in growing up in Houston and being exposed to gang culture, what, how would you encourage youth today to get involved with horses?
that's pretty much my mission. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, and that's my mission. A lot of these kids just don't know about this. They don't know about it, and then if they do, it's so expensive to get into.
Mhm.
So they don't have nobody to help them. So that's my mission. I joined a fraternity called Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated, and I'm
Yes.
trying to get them to. They helping me start a corporation like a nonprofit, so I can get kids in the inner city to get into horses and try to get some backing into it, so we can have them, riding. It just costs so much money, and we just don't got the funds to do it as a inner city, communities. We just don't have the funds to buy horses or where we gonna keep them at. So that's our mission, and that's my goal is to teach kids how to do this because it is a lifestyle. This kept me out of trouble. This got me through school. I didn't have to pay a dime through college all 4 years.
Where did you
And
go?
I went to I started off at Uvalde, Texas, Southwest Texas Junior College. I got a
Yeah.
scholarship over there. Then I transferred to Sam Houston State University. And I graduated from Sam Houston State University with a criminal justice degree.
Very nice. Very nice. So in choosing like your career path and just going into the trade, it doesn't have to look like going straight into college and I'm sorry, my daughter's yelling.
Yeah, you good.
but but in continuing to encourage you just to uh get into equestrianism and roping and things of that nature, what are three things that you would tell them?
As far as kids,
Yes.
okay, yeah, yeah, it's I guess getting into horses, it taught me responsibility. At a young age, you got to take care of them just like a kid. So you won't have time to do nothing. If you're caring for that horse, you don't have time to do nothing else or get into anything outside of that. And I guess another thing I would say, it was motivation for me. You know, it was a whole lot of motivation. It's a competitive sport. I calf
Mhm.
rope, so it's a competitive sport. And a lot of times when I show up to these ropings and rodeos outside of like Bill Pickett and Black Rodeo USA, I'll be the only African American there. So I feel like it's a lot of pressure on your back to represent. You know, so I always took that as a motivation. It kept me going. It kept me wanting to show the kids out there that hey, we can do this. And we technically are the original Cowboys. If we tell it the way we can tell it, we
Right.
are the original Cowboys. We started this, So that's the reason why I go and I want to be a staple so they can see that they can do it. I want to let them know, hey man, y'all can take it to a whole nother level. We don't have to stay at the bottom. We can really take it to another level.
Yeah. Talk a little bit more about that history. We being the original Cowboys,
Yeah,
if you
well,
can.
yes, ma'am. My grandma, she got all my grandpa's stories. So we used to ride to my high school rodeos, and she would tell me, the one story that she had got from him, and that was back in the day. I guess we were slaves, so we was out on the ranches. We was doing all the cattle work, and they would call us boys at that time. Did she go off? Still on? Yeah, they would call us boys. And the term because we was out there pushing cattle, the term came up cowboy. So that's how we got that's how the original name cowboy came about. They took I guess other people took and ran with it, but we started off as the original cowboy doing work on the ranches. Like even today, we had Bill Pickett, Rodeo. He created a whole event out here called the Bulldog and still wrestling, where he
Yeah.
jumps off and he grabs the steer by the horn and he flips him over because they couldn't find a way to steer had got out on the 6-6 ranch and they couldn't find out how to get the steer. They didn't have no rope. He just hopped off and grabbed the steer, out on the ranch. It wasn't an event then. He created that. So that was, that's big. That's a black man created that. And that's known all over the world that he is the inventor of that event.
Yeah.
And that's performed at the PRCA rodeos and all the rodeos around the world.
Yeah. Like we are the first, and
Yes,
it's
man.
amazing, and you're continuing the work. So how do you prepare for your roping events?
I practice every day. I practice every day. Like I said, I'm wanting to train different. I want to be like a trainer to kids and people that's not in the rodeo industry that want to get into it.
Mhm.
I want to be that person that they can go to and look at and see. So if you looking on TikTok, I have videos that I put up. I got a barrel. I'm sorry.
You're
I
okay.
got the mouse up there.
You are
Gotta
getting
go.
ready. You are
Yeah.
fine.
Okay. Yeah, I got a barrel out there that I rope on, and I kind of break it down so people can learn. But that right there is how I practice every day. Like I said, I'm from the inner city, so I don't get to go and actually get on the horse and practice every day. Like I ride my horse around, but sometimes I can't actually go and rope. So I'll take that barrel and I'll rope that like 100 times and make sure my muscle memory is short. and everything like that. And then every once, like probably 2 or 3 times out of the week, I go rope. You know, we have an arena at my barn, but like I said, it's outdoor, and sometimes I'm working late, so and I go to some of my buddies' house and we'll practice sometimes. But I try to do it. I try to rope every day.
Okay.
I try to rope every day, whether it's on the ground, on my barrel. I try to do something with it every day. Carry my rope around with me every day. I take it. I take it very serious.
Yes.
I put a lot of work into it.
Good. Good.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you are roping, what is is there anything that frightens you or scares you,
I
or at
guess
least when you first started, and how did you overcome it?
uh, not not really. It's nothing that really surprised me. I guess the only thing is I didn't had doing this. I done had 2 knee surgeries already. Had 2 ACL surgeries,
Hmm.
so that might be the scariest thing. You know, when it comes to roping for me at this point in life.
Right.
It's like second nature to me now. You know, everything is muscle memory. I've been doing it for so long. Like I said, I've been doing it all my life. I started roping, like I say, probably at the age of 4. Yeah, and I've been riding horses all my life. So
Yeah.
when I'm back in the box now, I have an attitude where like, it's almost like I know I'm going to win. You know, even
Right.
if I don't, you know, I still have a good attitude about it. I ain't beating myself up about it no more. Like I was used to when I was a kid, you know, because anything can happen. If the calf can go a different way, you know, a calf can cut back on you. You might not draw the right calf to play someone. And you just got to kind of take it and go to the next one. You know, we always know we're going to run another one. So that's how I take it. So nothing really bothers me as far as getting into the box and actually roping. You know, sometimes it's just my mind playing tricks on me with my knees because I done had 2 knee surgeries. Like, is it gonna happen again?
Yeah.
That'd be my only thing.
How do you take those lessons and apply them to daily life?
That's if it, like I said, if it wasn't for roping, I wouldn't be in the position I am today. It's everything between horses. It taught me all about life. It taught me patience. It taught me having a correct attitude. Because
Hmm.
you can't do nothing. And I tell kids all the time, you can't do nothing in this world if you have a bad attitude.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to deal with a person like that. So you always want to speak positive. You know, speak something into somebody.
Mhm.
We do this. Yeah, we do this for a reason. Like me, I wrote to motivate. You know, one of my favorite quotes is from Nipsey Hussle, and he said that the highest act of a human is to inspire.
Say it
So
again.
that's the highest act of a human is to inspire. So that's my goal, and I think as long as I'm doing that, I'm pushing the culture forward, and I'm just pushing the world forward, and that's all I seek out to do.
That's dope. I
Right?
love that. Thank
Right.
you so much,
Yes,
and good
ma'am.
luck today. And thank you for all the work that you are doing, and just continue to be a positive role model. And congratulations on your nominations.
Thank you. Thank you. We look forward to seeing y'all out there too. Have a good
Absolutely.
weekend.
Thank you. Hartford, Connecticut Memorial Weekend. Be sure to join us for the 2024 Black Boots Awards. Thank you,
We'll be there.
Dennis.
Yes, ma'am.